Hi, I'm Ray Scott, and welcome to Visual Art Photography Tutorials. Today on Neighborhood Photographer, we're going to take a look at shooting in overcast conditions. We've got a little drizzle going, we've got a few snow flurries going. Now some people may think, something, I don't really want to go out in that. But for me, this is great weather to be shooting in. As always, your comments and questions can be addressed down below. Now let's take a look at what we can get out of an overcast day in art photography.
In a previous video, one of the tips I gave was to warm up, to get your juices flowing, to get in a groove. And so one of the things I do when I go out to any shoot is I just arbitrarily shoot things. This was not what I was going out for on this overcast, misty kind of day. But it caught my eye, and it was a good way to warm up. A railway crossing, pretty much monochrome except for these bright red lights that kind of catch your attention, and of course the icicles and the snow. You get the feeling of what kind of a day we're involved with. But it wasn't what I went out for. This is a little bit more like it. Now it doesn't really show the kind of day in the sense that it's misty and it's snowing a little bit and drizzle. Right now, the conditions aren't too bad, but it's kind of a pretty shot, a little bit like a postcard, that sort of thing. So I took it. It's kind of nice. It's always nice to have a little bit of color when you've got basically a monochrome kind of image. But again, it really wasn't what I was out there for on this day. When the weather isn't really the way I want it to be, I want to make sure that you feel it in the photo. And I think on this one, we're starting to get the idea, okay? You're seeing what the day is like. You see the snow falling in front of the dark, dilapidated barn. You see the ice on these plants, the ice and snow, and then you see the icicles going along the fence. It looks like it feels cold. And that's the way it kind of was. Very monochromatic, which is beautiful to my eye anyway. The only thing that really gives you a hint that it's not a black and white, toned image is that this thing over here is green. But otherwise, you get that feeling of that starkness of it. Minimalistic. How about that? Okay, very, very misty now at this time in the day. It started to pick up in terms of the snowfall, a little bit of rain mixed in, a little bit of fog mixed in, and you've got this minimalistic look with this solo tree just standing up there in the mist. You've got a few bit of scrub here on the leading lines. Remember, diagonals kind of work well for leading lines in photographs. Lines and leading lines. Otherwise, this is really just an image of a tree, but it's the mist and the snow that's giving you that chilly, stark feeling. How about this? Doesn't get much more simple than that. It's white and the trees. That's it. There's a little bit of a picnic table in down here, but that's it. It doesn't get much more simple than this. But to my eye, very, very interesting, and you capture this on a day that is really just very misty. And to give you an idea, in back of these trees, across over here, there's actually some snow-covered water, ice over a bit of a lake. There's actually some homes and things in back here, but you can't see them because of the fog and the mist. So you take something out of nothing, and it's just using the weather conditions. And to wrap it up, how about this one? I really like this shot. Again, kind of postcardish. You've got a little bit of the color coming in. I used a warming filter on this. A warming filter in post-processing, by the way, not on the camera itself. And you get a really nice feel to it. And if you want to take it a step further, you can even turn it into a painting, like that. Okay? I actually prefer the photo.
For those of you who have always shied away from going outside in not so perfect conditions, I hope that gives you a different idea and a different take on what you can do on an overcast day. And for those of you who already embrace what we might look at as being not so good weather, I hope maybe you got some new ideas. Until next time, I'm Ray Scott reminding you it's not what you see, it's how you see it. and I'll see you soon.